we say right here, fellas. I think he knows just about every one of your names by now. All right, but I can get used to giving this guy game balls each and every Sunday. Proud of him, Josh Dobbs.
Kevin O'Connell giving out the game balls yesterday. I love watching the Kevin O'Connell handing out the game balls in the locker room because the way that the players respond to him, he's just got the right touch.
He does.
And he communicates so well with the players. He's got a very appealing way about him. He's very self-aware.
Yeah.
He
doesn't come off as soft as doing that either, right? There's the right sternness about it.
He knows when to get pissed.
Yeah.
Because he was pissed last week against the Falcons. Guys getting hit in the head. KJ Osborne, Jordan Addison. He was pissed. He was animated. He was fired up when they won that game.
Right.
But it's kind of like he just gets it. He understands. You know, it's a long season. He understands you're going to have some calls go your way.
Yep.
Calls not go your way. Days go your way. Days not go your way. But they're trying their damnedest to build something, to win every game, to take it one game at a time. But, man, to start 1-4, to dig that hole, and to just one at a time.
Yeah.
5-0 without Justin Jefferson.
Right.
1-4 with
Right.
Justin Jefferson.
Right.
5-0 without Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. Team sport shows
Unbelievable.
You. Got a lot of examples of that in the NFL right now.
And he's got a great system. Look,
right.
I feel like it's in the best interest of the Vikings and Kirk Cousins to continue the relationship next year. But like so many other things that will reveal themselves in time, we'll know by whenever the dust settles on the Vikings season what next year brings.
Right.
And they shouldn't be premature about it. They shouldn't make it. I'm thinking back to the 98 season when they got all jazzed up about Randall Cunningham. They gave him a 5-year, $25 million contract, which was a lot at the time for especially a guy that had been cast out of the league. They're picking him over Brad Johnson. Well, and by the next year he was benched for Jeff George. Right. So you got to be careful about making broad decisions. But Josh Dobbs is giving them a factor that they didn't anticipate considering. Going into the year, my thought was, okay, they're just going to try to get their young franchise guy, their Fran Tarkenton that's going to be there for 10, 15 years. And the Kirk Cousins injury happens. Josh Dobbs falls out of the sky into their laps. And he's been great. And he looked like a guy who had the benefit of another week, a full week, to get to know everybody's names, to get comfortable with everyone. He played so much better yesterday than he did against the Falcons. The only issue was once Jameis Winston was in the game and Jameis gives no Fs and starts throwing the ball all over the place, it made for an interesting finish.
That's right. I said to you, oh, no, Jameis is in, Florio. You don't want that. He don't care. He's just going to fire that thing. He's the most dangerous guy to face in this situation. But, blown away by Josh Dobbs is an understatement. I mean, it's an understatement. I don't even know what to say about not only but him and like you're talking about with the Vikings in general. Now, at 1-4 and then 2-4, we did see things have gone. Minnesota's actually playing better football in totality than they were last year, right? And I think at one moment we were like, they're 2-4, and I actually feel like they're better than they were last year. They just messed things up a lot. Had that fumble disease early on in the football game. Defense is damn good, like we're seeing with Brian Flores, but O'Connell, I just thought they were dead in the water. A team that is one of the worst in football running the ball, and now you're going to bring a guy in. It's rookie quarterback. Okay, what if Dobbs plays? Who cares? It's not going to be that much better. And, yesterday it looked like he had been the backup in Minnesota for 4 years and knew the offense like the back of his hand. I just, you go the first drive, okay, it's the first drive. They get a field goal. Second drive, they go down. You go, oh, okay. O'Connell probably got a few more tricks. They can't keep doing this. Next drive, march right down the field. He makes more big plays. Hawkinson scrambling. He did it with his arms and his legs during the football game. It's remarkable. It tells you how smart he is. It tells you how good O'Connell is, like you're talking about. And you guys got some mojo working up there in Minnesota.
Well, and that running game's starting to fire up a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Ty Chandler yesterday had one touchdown
That's where Dobbs
run.
will help.
Had another one taken off the board by a holding penalty.
Yep.
He had Dobbs was almost the leading rusher by both teams by 1 yard. I thought he was going to be. It was 66 last week, 44 yesterday, but Chandler ended up with 45. And Alexander Madison got banged up at some point yesterday. Cam Akers is out for the year with a torn Achilles. But, if Dobbs is bedeviling defenses with his throwing and his mobility, and it's amazing how he moves. He's fast.
Faster than he catches people by surprise.
Yeah.
Breaks more arm tackles or people holding on to him than you would expect too, right?
He's fast. He's elusive.
Yeah.
He's agile. His touchdown run was a thing of beauty. And the scramble drill, and I was surprised when I talked to TJ Hawkinson about this because I would have thought I would have heard this at some point. He and Hawkinson work out in the offseason.
Yeah.
Not because they're teammates, obviously. Hawkinson's in Nashville. Josh is a Tennessee guy.
Right.
And Hawkinson said whenever Josh would text that he wants a throw, he'd always go. Throws a great ball. So got to know him that way.
Yeah.
And when Josh starts running around, Hawkinson knows go find a spot. And they've got that existing
little
connection.
feel for each other. Right.
When you have familiarity with somebody,
right.
especially when you walk into a team where you have no familiarity with anyone, hey, I know this guy. I throw passes to him in Nashville in the offseason.
Right.
He kind of gets how I move.
Yeah.
There's something real to that.
There's definitely tangible to that.
When you have that
Sure.
relationship, when you've seen how a guy moves, when you anticipate when he's getting ready to throw you the ball,
Right.
that just makes it easier for everybody, especially when he doesn't have that connection with anyone else.
Yeah, no, I think that it is real. It is. And then there's, like you say, just, hey, when you're a TJ Hawkinson, you go, hey, wait, this quarterback knows me a little bit and all that too. You start to look for the ball because you go, wait, I got, he feels comfortable with me. Let me make myself available during this scramble drill. And he knows he's being looked at by a guy that goes, wait, I know you. I know how your body moves, so I feel very comfortable throwing you the football. But, I mean, Flores, this is one where, I guess I wanted to see the Josh Dobbs hype train one more week before I bought in. I'm still blown away with how good it looked there yesterday. And then, Minnesota's defense basically, shutting down New Orleans early on, and Derek Carr knocking him around. And that same offense is still, they don't run the ball that very, very well. It's dink and dunk pass offense, is basic West Coast stuff, and I know Brian Flores and that defense were all over some of those concepts, and the Saints offense could never really get going until late in the football game.
Well, but once Derek Carr got injured, it changed the dynamic for everyone, and Carr got high load.
He took a big one.
And there's one angle of it where he just disappears from view.
Yeah, right. It's like
you
a cartoon.
see him and then you don't.
Right.
Yeah. Like there should be a trail behind after he's gone, like there's a little wisp of a cloud after he's gone. There it is. My God, it's painful to watch it. Danielle Hunter, clean hit, but he suffered a concussion, right shoulder injury. I'm told they believe they avoided a major problem. Same shoulder got injured back in week 3.
Right.
Avoided the major problem then. So they'll see. They're going into their bye week, which is good news for them. It's the perfect time for the bye, I was told. It gives him a chance to come back. Dennis Allen said after the game, no quarterback controversy. Derek Carr is the starter. But when Winston came in, down the field, touchdown pass to the back of the end zone, Chris Olave, great job by him of getting both feet down because his second foot was almost on the foot of the defender.
Right.
But he got the toxic black pebbles at the bottom. And then this one, Jameis run around. Come on, where's the pass rush? And he fires it all the way across the field. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's when you went, I don't know. Maybe the Saints are going to make some magic.
Well, yeah, because that makes it a one-score game.
Right,
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
27-3. Oh, they're kicking the crap out of them. Wait a minute. The 2-point conversion, divide, carry the one. That's 3 scores.
Right.
It's like baseball. If it's baseball, it's 3-0. If it's soccer, hockey, it's 3-0. Okay, and we saw touchdown, 2-pointer, 2-score game. Touchdown, 2-pointer, 1-score game. What the hell? This is one of those where you take off your shoulder pads at halftime and just go chill. This was supposed to be a blowout, and they had to – we see that from time to time where it looks like it's going to be easy, and then all of a sudden it's not. Can you answer the bell? And the Vikings defense, couple of interceptions down the stretch. There was another one that it wasn't dropped, it just hit the ground. Cam Bynum had it. But that's the story of this team. That's the difference, Chris, between the 2022 Vikings and the 2023 Vikings.
Right.
We were talking about this earlier. When a defense is great and the offense is bad, all you hear is how bad the offense is. When an offense is great and the defense is bad, it's like, wow, that team's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, the defense sucks.
Right.
They'd be better if the defense wasn't ass. The Vikings defense was ass last year, And this year, Brian Flores has turned them into something, and they're getting better every week. You can see it every week. And again, we got a long way to go. Long way to go. But they've already come a long way defensively. And if they stay defensively on that trajectory, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? That's the fun of this. We don't know. Texans. Maybe it'd be a Texans-Vikings Super Bowl. I don't know. The way, you just don't know.
No,
you don't know.
It's crazy. You're right. Listen, there's things to admire. I would have thought there's no way Minnesota could actually get into the playoffs. Now you look at them and go, damn, the way they're playing, if Dobbs keeps this going, okay, maybe they got a chance to win a game in the playoffs, make some waves that way. We'll see where it goes, right? We know they still got, 2 matchups with the Detroit Lions, so it's not like the Lions got this thing in the bank yet as far as the division goes. That'll be interesting, but still, with what Dobbs is doing, Kevin O'Connell coaching them up, Flores on defense, like you said, they're a more complete team than they were last year. Last year, it was just relying on late game Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins magic. This year you feel like they have a few more avenues to stay in the game, and it's not necessarily all dependent on just big plays in the pass game.
Vikings are currently a half game out of the 5 seed in the NFC. The Seahawks and the Cowboys are both 6-3. The Vikings are 6-4. They hold the 7 seed right now, and there's some separation that's building between the 7 seed and everybody else, but we know how quickly that can change. The Vikings have a shot at catching the Lions, though. The Lions 7-2, Vikings 6-4. They played 2 out of the last 3 weeks against each other, and the Vikings have Broncos next Sunday night on NBC and Peacock, the Bears the following Monday night to cap Thanksgiving weekend. Then they have their bye. Then they go to Las Vegas. Then they go to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And then it's Lions, Packers, Lions.
Right.
So you got 6 wins. I mean, at this point, they should win enough to qualify for the postseason. They should. Whether or not they do, who knows? The question is, can they take the division? That's the question.
Yeah, we'll see.
Could they steal the division from the Lions?
Detroit's schedule is similar to yours guys down the stretch.
They got one tough game other than the Vikings. That Vikings is getting, it looked like, now it's like, they got the Cowboys week 17.
Right.
They should win every other game. Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings, that's going to be the test for the Lions at the end.
Yeah, we'll see. I certainly, the way the offense, Dobbs proven me wrong. What Kevin O'Connell does on the offensive side of the ball, the defense being a pain in the butt there, they certainly have more than a fighting chance right now to get themselves into the playoffs and do something really miraculous as far as I'm concerned, because I thought they were dead in the water once Kirk Cousins went down with that injury.
And one last point, too, because Vikings fans are now starting to worry that Brian Flores is going to be a head coach somewhere else next year. He's still got that lawsuit against the NFL.
Yeah.
And I hope that somebody does the right thing and ignores the lawsuit and makes a decision about who the head coach of a team should be solely on merit. But there's so many viable candidates, it won't surprise me if he gets passed over, because at the end of the day, even if you're not supposed to consider it, even if it makes things worse in your litigation that you're defending against this guy, he's still the guy that sued Club Oligarch, and all the oligarchs join arms and they Red Rover you into oblivion once you've done that. So hopefully he'll be the exception. That'll be something if he becomes a head coach. I think it would be a sign that the NFL doesn't quite operate the way I think they do.
Yeah.
If they would break that norm and somebody would give Brian Flores a head coaching job. I mean, the Steelers already crossed that boundary by giving him the job.
Right.
And then the Vikings making him the coordinator.
Right.
They probably got some side eyes at the league meetings.
Right.
You make a guy head coach when he's been the one who filed that seminal landmark race discrimination lawsuit with Steve Wilkes and Ray Horton as his co-plaintiffs. So we'll see. We'll see. But it may be undeniable what he's doing with this defense. It may be something where you say, I don't care. I just want to win football games.
Now, there's some good assistants out there this year. We know that are certainly big-time head coaching candidates, but we saw already, first off, he was a pretty damn good head coach already in Miami before this. And, I think that you will find teams where they're going to look at him. He's been too impressive to everybody that's ever met him in the interview process, and I just feel like it's only a matter of time before he becomes a head coach once again.
I mean, why wouldn't the Patriots be thinking about bringing him back?
Yeah.
Really?
I hear you. Right. I hear you.
I know that it's kind of like been promised to Gerard Mayo or whatever,
Yeah,
and
it seems that way.
everybody that covers the team thinks that it's going to be Mayo, but there's also a point where it gets so bad, and this could hurt Flores as well.
Yeah.
They don't want anybody. They don't want any Patriot way. We're going a new way. Patriot way's over.
I think that could be dangerous too. Exactly right.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.